everybody. My name's Alyse Nichols. I'm the St. Clair County Speak Coalition Coordinator. Speak is working towards preventing youth substance use in our community. And today I'm joined by Tati. Tati, will you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Tati. I'm a prevention specialist and I work at Impact and I'm new to the coalition, like I said before.
And again, we are still so happy to have her. She's been really helping us a lot. We really appreciate all her contributions. We're always looking for more members, more people to help out. This is a really important cause and thing we're doing. So if you're interested, DM us or comment. You can always email us at St. Clair County Speak at stclaircounty.org. So there's a lot of ways to get in touch. But I know today we're going to talk about another scenario. And I know something that I experienced a lot in high school and even college was going to the football game on Friday night. And then there was a party afterwards at someone's house. Maybe their parents were out of town and there would typically be alcohol. So Tati, I'm just going to pose it to you. What are some things we could do if we're in that situation? I know we're in COVID times, but this is something that we need to think about and scenarios we need to think about a lot.
Yeah, so another refusal skill that you can do is kind of like blatantly ignoring the question. So let's say you walk into the party and right there is someone saying like, "Hey, let's have a drink or let's go smoke some marijuana." In like it doesn't come off super mean, but you could just like redirect it by just ignoring what they said and be like, "Hey, where should I put my coat?" Or, "Hey, where's the food at?" So by doing something like that, they'll probably get the idea that you're not interested. That's another way that you can just avoid it, and again, sending the message that you don't want to participate in that activity.
I think it's great. Kind of redirecting the conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
I know personally, I was an athlete and I did several different sports, and a lot of our tournaments were on Saturdays. So if I did go to the football game, if I did go to the party, I just had to be mindful of that. Like I had, to kind of perform the next day. So I know that was something that I could kind of pull out of my back pocket if I needed to. I have a track meet tomorrow and I want to do well. Like this is a big thing for me and really important to me. So I think for those athletes, that could be an out. But I know not everybody's an athlete. What are some maybe two other things we could come up with um, that could help kind of get us out of those situations?
Yeah, kind of like we said in a previous video, if someone wants to make you a drink, just saying like, "Oh, no, thank you, that's okay. I'm going to eat and then I'll get something." Where you are in control of basically what you're drinking. And then once you have your drink and, just a water or pop or whatever you bring, or, a lot of times they're still going to have pop at a party, you'll have your cup already and people are probably leave you alone, because after you have a red solo cup in your hand, people aren't going to wonder and ask questions. Everyone just wants you to like, you know, if you don't have the cup, then that's when everyone's going to be like, "Oh, get a drink, get a drink." And so being prepared and either bringing something or looking out for where the non-alcoholic beverages would be. And then also with like you saying you were an athlete, if you say that every single party and with that repetition, people are gonna learn to understand like, "Oh no, she wants to do good with her track meet, so we're not even gonna ask her." Or if you keep repeating yourself over and over again, at every single party, people will generally get the idea of your stance on using. And so yeah, that can also be helpful for just then eventually, I'm sure they'll probably, like, at least with my experience, periodically they would still ask me like,
Yeah.
at prom or something like, "Oh, well, today's a special night, so you gonna do it?" And I was like, "No." So over time though, I feel like the peer pressure becomes less and less the more that you are really strong with your belief and keep saying no over and over again.
And I think it can be hard to say no directly, like we've talked about in separate videos. So you can always, there's always an out. There's always maybe someone else to kind of push it off on. And I think a lot of teens don't realize this, but I think your parents are totally okay with being that out for you. Um, I know personally speaking, if my mom found out I was doing some of these substances, she's very perceptive. B, she would freak out if she found out that I was doing these things. So you can always say, oh my God, my mom, my dad, my uncle, whoever, right? I can't do that tonight. Like that's not something I can even partake in because I know the consequences will be really severe. So, there are so many ways to navigate these. It's just kind of your preference and how you feel in the moment and what you think is appropriate to um, kind of navigate the situation and feel better about how you're handling it.
Yeah,
Um,
I
yeah,
think it's something too that the more you practice these refusal skills, the more comfortable and confident you're going to get in doing them. The first time that you have peer pressure, it's probably going to be awkward and you're going to feel more overwhelmed and heart's probably going to start beating because you don't know what to do and stuff. But the more that you practice and repeat all these, you're going to get good at it. And, people, the more confident you are in saying no and using these skills, people will take you seriously about it instead of trying to keep pushing you.
absolutely. And I think we've talked about this before, but you know, there are a lot of other events that we can do um, in place of drinking or even putting ourselves in situations that involve drinking. So we have a lot of beautiful trails out here in St. Clair County. I know we've had a video series here on Instagram of different things we can do out in our communities, especially in these COVID times that don't involve alcohol, that get us out of the house, that can involve socializing in a safe way. So just keep that in mind as well. These are for when you are in those situations, but if we can kind of plan ahead and not have to even engage in those situations, it's even better. Um, yeah.
And
So go ahead, Tati.
I was just going to say during, right now with COVID, it's not as cold outside. Like we can be doing stuff outside. And like I said in a previous video, like if you say you're not drinking, more than likely there'll be someone else at the party who also does not want to drink, and you coming forward, they'll come forward. For example, Christmas Eve, I think I went to my parents' house and there was some drinking, and me and a few of my cousins, we just decided to hook up a sled to the back of an ATV and we went sledding down the street and stuff. So there are other, and that was like super fun. So there are a lot of,
And I'm really jealous about
yeah,
that.
there's a lot of fun ways that you can still, have fun without drinking.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be another video. I like that idea.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Tati, for joining us today. If anybody's wondering about different scenarios that you might want us to cover, let us know. You can comment down below or DM us. You can also reach out over our email at speak. I'll say this one more time, speak@stclaircounty.org. We'd love to hear from you. We want more members. This is a really important issue. And we need the community support. So let us know. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.